Welcome back to Dream League Season 5. We are in the middle of our lower bracket finals. We've had one game. Na'Vi beat VP in 22 minutes. That was a rough one.
Rough? I mean, that's what I wanted to see. Blood, action, and murder. I mean, the perfect Chen game. They got the whole zoo there just destroyed. What do you guys think?
Honestly,
should have went with my heart.
never doubt yourself, Andy.
Damn it.
It's one of those things where you said, you know, I don't see how Na'Vi's draft could work, but they're Na'Vi. They'll make it work.
They
You gotta
actually just
believe.
wrecked top lane way too hard. Like, I think it was like 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the game, General gets a triple kill.
We actually,
Like-
I'm gonna stop you right there. We can look at that right now
Let's
on
do
the
it.
board and see how that exactly happened, because, Annie, let's be real. Is that something that should happen? Let's pause here, please.
I mean, we're starting off and it's like Slardar, the Satyr as well, that got like a million Hadoukens off.
This is a Radiant guy. Then there's 1, 2, 3. No, stop doing that. 3 people from the dive.
Let me use
You
green.
just got yelled at.
All right, there's 2 little Radiant dudes. And
2 Radiant dudes.
This little dude with his Hadouken
All right,
is honestly more powerful than all these guys combined.
all right, let's play.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. It's not pretty for
And what
So
should
Disruptor's on his way from the side.
the TP in from Siniko comes soon as well. So art style's kind of kiting them away.
I mean, pause. They do the right thing. They go on the Chen, because you're not gonna try to kill General, right?
But their Disruptor has like no mana.
Nope.
Like, what is he gonna do? They throw out a stun, there's a Thunderstrike, but I don't even think he has enough mana at this point for Kinetic Field, or even if he's probably not even
No,
level
he's
2.
gonna try to run
He's
that
probably
way,
level 1, yeah.
and then he's gonna die.
And the Bounty Hunter is level 1 as well. So this fight is already like, that Satyr is just stronger than your heroes at this point in the game.
Shockwave.
Like, that Satyr actually just destroys them.
So in comes a TP from the IO. And I think this is one of the main reasons you don't want to give them IO. It just changes team fights completely. Like every time they were trying to push high ground or in scrappy team fights like this, they could never actually focus IO because of his position.
1.
But I think even in this case, you know, they actually had to wait longer. Like, their supports both needed a level or 2 before they can really engage on this. And yeah, maybe you get pressured a bit, but you don't have this occur, which is pretty much
This
just
is a
everyone
lot,
dies. Yeah.
And I mean, Bounty Hunter's smart. He goes away.
Yeah, he bails.
But
That was a good call.
Disruptor, who just respawned, he just died a second ago, thinks, oh my god, I can save my spend.
But he's still
I can
only
save my
level
spin.
1, dude.
But at least he's gonna get an IO in return. You know, he's gonna get a smopper.
1. Okay, now he's level 2, I think. But he's
Yeah, but he is still very dead. And this is, I missed to say number two, but this is number 3.
Ridiculous.
I mean,
that pretty much set the tone for the entire game, honestly.
Yeah.
Just that one engagement in top lane, because it was just Na'Vi, constant aggression all the time. And, you know, Wagga brought up a good point about the Dro matchup. When you have a puck on your team against a TA mid, the puck aura, or Dro aura helps the puck tremendously.
Yeah.
Like, you can actually get CS in the lane for the first couple of levels. And obviously, we know he was 1v1 against Yoku for quite a while, but eventually Yoku's like, all right, my team's getting wrecked, kind of have to go to other team fights, and Ditcherod was able to accumulate ridiculous amounts of gold on the back of both the puck and the Slardar having phenomenal performances. So, once again, in my opinion, they still had the worst draft, but they still won.
And they played the fastest as well. Like, that rotation of the IO basically made that triple kill possible. So we fast forward a little bit, and then we go to the first Roshan of the game. This is the point where Virtus Pro, who's dire, might have a chance of turning this
This
around.
is the fight where me and Andy just looked at each other and we're like, what's happening in this game? Because everyone's just everywhere, just killing each other. Like, if you look at the map.
Okay, pause. Talk me through this.
Okay, so first of all, they're TPing in. They realize this is going to happen. But the way Na'Vi do it is they fight 3 on 5.
That Rider is over there
Pretty much,
already.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's some people coming in from the river.
Let's see what happens.
Let's go. Oh.
So
no.
General has his blink, obviously. So he blinks aggressively to the right-hand side to stop the Black Rider contesting the Roshan.
He's already on the high ground with the Bat Rider.
And then Siniko can tether to
yeah.
him.
I mean, that engagement right here, they just split off and they're like, okay, well, you know, let's commit half the team to fighting their entire team.
Yeah.
And then they pull through.
But this is
How do they
all because of
possibly
this
pull
guy.
through?
Like, they could never focus Siniko in the team fights because he was always so well positioned.
And they're so mobile, like then he could be here and then he's like super fast as well. Nice kinetic field though, but the static storm, or nice static storm, but the kinetic field doesn't get activated
Yeah,
fast
if it
enough
caught
for that
Dendi,
to
it would have
work.
been huge, because Dendi had an arcane rune this entire fight, so he's just getting more orbs off, more silences, able to phase shift more frequently. Just becomes a really hard target to focus, and they just don't have enough.
And while this is happening, these two lads are like, you guys got this, right? We're just going to chill in the Roshan pit and
We've been
finish
in the
this.
pit the entire time.
Yeah, no problem.
Things are
no
fine.
problem.
I mean, at this state in the game, I already think that VP are just ridiculously far behind. Like when you can't win a 5v3 and the enemy team kills Roshan from like 80% to 0 during that time.
Look at that.
I don't know.
Like, okay, so the game was like, what, 22 minutes long?
22 minutes.
And the highest CS in the game was like 125 on video.
It's just fights.
Yeah, let's just go.
So there's something actually that I learned about this game when I saw the Chen Bounty Hunter matchup. So it's like we said VP came in prepared because they wanted to pick Bounty into the Chen. They take out the Ench in the first phase instead. But the thing is, they knew that the Disruptor would be weak to the Chen in lane, so they just literally didn't even send Artstyle to the jungle.
Yeah.
He got like a 1 level, he walked top, and he sat there. He didn't try to do anything else other than pressure the safe lane idly. And because of the fact that he has a Slardar, the hero can dive forever. As soon as he gets those 3 kills, he gets treads, he buys a stick, he has enough mana for like 4 freaking stuns. And even with huge rotations, like sending in the TA as well, I think that it's too difficult for them to start fighting back in that lane. So maybe just try to avoid the Chen at that point and just go somewhere else, because honestly fighting into it directly when you don't have any damage as well, because the Sven goes cleave build. The Disruptor doesn't deal damage until 6. The TA can't stick on anyone unless you get a combo off. So it's like they have a really hard time going in, having the damage to actually sustain and kill. And I think they needed Yoku, honestly, more than anything.
So something that Wepas pointed out in the short break we had was that Virtus.pro, they have first pick.
Yep.
They themselves are the one banning out Beastmaster.
Yes.
They could have just not banned it with the chance that it would have gone through, or at least have Doom or Night Stalker.
You want to give General Beastmaster?
I mean,
No, she's saying that they were first pick,
They were
and you're
first pick.
forcing Na'Vi to ban the hero instead of you banning it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I kind of see. I mean, I still think Beastmaster is one of the strongest heroes, if not
Right.
the strongest hero right now. So I
But
can... But in this game, it's not going to matter because I think the pick is going to be different anyway, because the second game.
Yes.
But if there's one thing that we learned, you cannot give Na'Vi Wisp.
Oh,
That's just
yeah.
it. You give Na'Vi Wisp, you lose.
He played a freaking ridiculous
cannot
Wisp
do
game.
it.
It was
So,
pretty insane.
I don't know. A lot of people tell me, Dota is a game of mistakes. You make a few mistakes, you lose the game, and letting that Slardar go ham. Just tiniest little things.
Yeah.
That'll be the end of you. But I'm excited to see what the next strat
I
is.
kind of like the TA pick against the Wisp, because the idea
Yeah.
was, he gets a Desolator, gets a Blink Dagger, and just goes on the Wisp, blows him up instantly.
Yeah. Right.
But the game, they never had time to do anything. They're just like, okay, we're going top, we're going Roshan, okay, the game's over.
So we learned from that, and now Virtus.pro knows that they have to be ready for minute like 2, or maybe even for minute 0, ready to fight. I mean, we had another skirmish at a rune between these teams. So how are you preparing for that?
I mean,
You know what? I'm going to laugh if they just ban Chen and Ench in the first phase.
That's what I was thinking as well, yeah.
And just... Because honestly, it's like Artstyle's comfort zone heroes are those two, and he is just...
He's everywhere.
He's way better, I think, at those 2 heroes than he is any other hero. Like, it's not even comparable. He is just so much better at Chen and Ench.
All his games are just like Chen and Chantress, Chen and
Yeah,
Chantress,
yeah.
Chen and Chantress.
I mean, but
So
that's
it's like...
the only time that we've ever seen somebody beat Na'Vi is when they don't think about their heroes.
No,
mean,
but
they
I think
do
that's
their own thing.
But hear me out, right?
All right.
A lot of players, you could say that nowadays in Dota, they might have too big of a hero pool to necessarily ban out because they're pretty consistent throughout their entire hero
Yeah.
pool.
Right.
I actually think Artstyle's Chen and Enchantress are just so good in comparison to the other stuff that he plays that it might warrant it.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if it's going to happen because it looks like they're banning
No.
Beast again, right?
They're banning Beast again, and once again, they have first pick because Na'Vi chose Radiant.
Okay, so maybe they ban like the Ench and take the Chen, or ban the Chen and take the Ench. I'm not sure. But either way, if you do that, you're giving away the IO.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I don't think VP play IO.
I
I
see where
still
you're coming
actually
from,
think
though.
that their
They banned the
solution,
bounty.
their solution for the IO would have worked if they didn't give away Chen. Because the Disruptor is supposed to be the solution, and the Bounty Hunter with the Disruptor in the same area just don't do anything to the creep. That's
Yeah.
the problem, is the creep actually just destroys both of the heroes at low level. So they couldn't actually contest the lane. But I think if you actually
10 seconds.
like
remaining.
get the jungler, take it away, and you get the Wisp for Na'Vi still, I think it's actually a better trade,
I think if at the start of that game, if Artstyle got a different creep,
other than Satyr.
other than the
Maybe
Satyr,
they would have actually lost that lane.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
did a lot of work.
Yeah.
That is
Okay,
very true.
Na'Vi are going with something new here.
So that means that both Enchantress and Chen still in the pool, and Na'Vi
Yeah.
knows that they can get one of the 2, so they pick up the Night Stalker first, which is the hero that they banned out of previous game.
Good choice for sure.
I'm interested in why so many teams these days are first
10
picking
seconds
Night Stalker. I
remaining.
mean, isn't he kind of a pick you can pick up whenever you want?
Yes
Oh,
and
and
no.
Virtus.pro doesn't have
I
first
think
pick.
it doesn't really give anything away. the Night Stalker is always just that hero who can run around. He can make things happen. He's strong during the early game and the mid game. If he gets ahead, he can help your team snowball. He's kind of similar to Beastmaster in that regard because vision game is crucial at high level. And if you just have the vision control, you're more efficient on the map. And it can be said either way. So Beastmaster gives you vision, but Night Stalker takes vision away. It's the same effect. The enemy team gets scared. They don't know where they can farm. They don't know what's safe. So I think it's just an overall really strong opening. And the Ench is a great answer to the Lifestealer. We saw it yesterday. They kind of counter each other.
Yeah.
So it's like if the Lifestealer can't get on the Enchantress, then the Lifestealer trucks you even through Rage. If you get on the Ench, you die.
In that game, though, they had the Aghanim's Puck that allowed them to do that. I think without that, the Lifestealer kills them every single time.
It depends, because that game, was it actually VP? Yeah, Aloha Dance was doing that build, right, where he went no defusal build. I think that can actually be a problem if you don't have anyone else on the team to deal with Ench, because they had a Lifestealer and a Wind Ranger. And the Wind Ranger was supposed to be the hero killing the Enchantress during the fights, but the fact was G had like a really, like a super bad game in comparison to what you normally see him do. He had like the 4th lowest net worth on Wind Ranger. So I think that game was kind of a standout, and that normally the Ench wouldn't be able to accomplish that much, but I still think it's an alright answer, and it still controls the tempo early game, which is what Na'Vi love to do. So even in the sense that it's a rock, paper, scissors sort of thing between the two heroes, it's still their game plan. They still want to pressure.
Still think you want to worry about the puck from Na'Vi. Like in that game, you didn't really see Dandy get the shine that much, but
Oh, I think they will go back for the puck.
yeah.
If they can get it. Wind Ranger is also not bad for them, because it's good against Lifestealer. You force him to buy an MKB.
It's usually like his 4th item as well, so you have so much like.
It's a long time before he buys that.
You're still going to ban Chen if you're Na'Vi?
Oh, maybe VP actually picked the puck themselves. It's kind of risking the Night Stalker. I guess you have to go early Yules.
They could. It's a really nice
And then you
vessel
have
for a
this,
Lifestealer.
exactly. Yeah.
Na'Vi's turn to ban.
Are you still going to play Chen if you're VP?
I mean, you can, technically, but I don't know.
Would it fit?
10 seconds.
It would fit.
remaining.
I mean, Chen fits a lot of lineups as long as you don't have 2 supports already. So, I mean, the ES
5
Chen is
seconds
not bad
remaining.
because you can set up with a roll. You can get like a net creep or something and go for a kill on mid, but they don't really have a lot of information about what Na'Vi are going to do other than the fact that they just have an Ench. So maybe, you know, I would actually expect VP to go for something more along the lines of what OG did yesterday and pick up a Crystal Maiden or a Witch Doctor instead. I think that suits their style a bit more.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's amazing against Enchantress in lane.
Yeah, it's super strong.
Yeah.
Actually, this destroys the hero.
Like
And-
if they try and do a similar thing to what they did in the last game,
Yeah.
Enchantress can completely shut
Virtus
down the creeps.
Pro's turn to pick.
And that means it's
This
a
is
general
what
Night
I
Stalker.
wanted. Oracle,
Oh, man.
Night Stalker. Night Stalker just goes ham in the team fights. You can go as
They
aggressive
did
as
this
you want.
already, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yesterday.
They won. They
Night
actually
Stalker
got
didn't
killed.
die.
They got 3 kills
Yeah,
before
that's
the
right.
0-minute mark.
He was like
as
10
well.
and 0 or
Yeah.
something, right? Just freaking crushed them. It was
He
insane.
just got armlet and then the Oracle.
General
5
Night Stalker,
seconds
man.
remaining.
What a hero.
Ooh.
This is a little bit
Na'Vi's
different. I like
turn
it
to
though.
pick.
What do you think of that answer? The tight answer to
think-
the lineup from Na'Vi?
When you don't know the
It's-
carry though, like you can pick a carry that can do okay against Tidehunter, and you might be okay. Like,
Yeah, but I think at the same time, it's like saying, I
10
think that the
seconds
last pick
remaining.
from VP is going to have push potential. Like maybe they go back for like a Dragon Knight or
5
something, because then the
seconds
Tidehunter makes sense. But if you don't, like, their heroes can't hit towers. And that is going to make it a lot harder to hit
Virtus
towers, just
Pro's
picking that.
Turn to ban.
it's a
Oh,
life
man.
stealer, though.
Actually, I'm not feeling Tide so much anymore after the Tinker pick. Because like Tide's one of those heroes where 2 things happen. You either force the enemy team to react to you because you're pushing buildings, which is normally what you see, because then you just get early mech,
10
early arcanes.
seconds
Kind
remaining.
of what happened in the 3rd game of No Diggity versus VP yesterday.
5 seconds
And then
remaining.
Yoku just crushed the lane because he had a good matchup, and then they just walked around with mech and they couldn't do anything.
Reserve
Or
time.
you go for the counter initiation Tide who just rushes blink because the enemy team only wants to run at you. But that's the problem with Navi's draft is they can still draw out the game because they have a Tinker and because they have a Night Stalker. And they haven't shown their core yet either. So they can still pick pretty much anything. Like if they want to hard counter the lane, they can go for a Juggernaut. You know, if they want to just go for the ultra late game, they can pick something else. It's just they have a lot of options in their last pick, and I feel like VP's hero almost has to be able to hit towers. If the hero doesn't hit towers, how are they going to make use of the Tidehunter? That's my biggest concern.
I think he's gonna have a very good game though. Like
This might be the first draft the entire
10 seconds.
land that I like
think
Navi's
about the
more.
lane for Tide though. He
Is
has
it- that
the
sounds
CM
like a
aura
scary
on top
thing,
of
though.
it. He's gonna completely crush the lane.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
gonna
but
lose.
he can he can core counter pick the Tide.
Handy
That's what I'm
gets the
saying.
draft.
That's
if
why.
Andy
But you
understands,
also
they're
have the lifestealer as well.
overthinking
The
it.
counter lifestealer as well. Because Tinker can't really deal with lifestealer at all.
Yeah, that part's true actually.
So you need to counter lifestealer and Tide with one pick, basically.
What is the one
Links?
pick then?
Clinks.
Links
I
is
mean,
pretty
I would like
legit.
to see a little bit more area fight.
I wanna
I
see
mean, I still
lockdown.
think Juggernaut's actually okay. Yeah, okay.
Oh no.
Virtus Pro's
Navi lost,
turn
dude.
to pick.
You know their draft. You
actually-
understand
I
it.
actually like their draft more than DP's this
That's
game, which I've
GG.
never.
It's
That is
over.
scary though. I think that's because
Not even one game this whole tournament have I said that.
They've overthought it.
I am jinxing them so hard right now.
Hey, you actually are.
10
It's looking
seconds
good. Yeah,
remaining.
but all right. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but doesn't Navi have a very
5
single
seconds
target
remaining.
focused draft? I mean,
The thing about Night Stalker that makes him so good is he can switch targets really easily in a
They
fight.
don't have any lockdown.
Void's a long, or short cooldown rather. You can just throw a silence onto somebody, you know, stick on the Earth Spirit of the CM, get the kill early on in the fight, kite the Lifestealer. The heroes on their team, while they do have some single target abilities, you're going to have to deal with rockets as well. There's March. They have good sustain. Like, it's not just about the single target aspect.
yeah, but look at all the team fight VPs bringing to the table. I mean, you get a
Yeah,
nice
it's good.
Bit of pain,
Ravage.
yeah.
You got
That's not
Queen
a
of
tower
Pain.
hitter,
Look,
man.
that's all
No, but
area
it's-
of effect, brutal damage,
They
and
got
then you
the
have a
combo.
Lifestealer.
They got the
Okay.
wombo combo. I'll
Yeah.
give them that. But I
Gentlemen,
actually... Crap.
You get one chance.
It's not a
Okay.
good sign
One-
that I like
no,
Navi's
you say
draft more,
only the
is it?
team. Only the team.
VP.
VP.
Navi.
Navi.
VP.
I go for a Navi. Let's find out which of these two teams will be victorious. Can Virtus Pro force it to a game 3? Or will Navi roll through to the grand finals here in our lower bracket finals? Let's find out with our commentators, Cuddle Guy and Wagamama.